Hi kids. Now you are going to learn about the four definition of economics which refers a particular stage of the growth of the economics. Adam Smith gave wealth definition. He was belong to the classical era. Alfred Marshall, he gave welfare definition representing the neoclassical era. Robbins, he gave the scarcity definition. He belonged to the New Age. Samuelson, he gave the growth definition representing the modern age. First, we will enter into the wealth definition which was given by Adam Smith. Adam Smith is called as the father of economics. In his book, An Enquiry into Nature and Causes of Wealth of Nation, he defines economic as a science of wealth. Economics as the science of wealth. He guided and led by an invisible hand. He states that every man is motivated by his self-interest. This means that each person works for his own good alone. Smith favors the introduction of division of labor to increase the quantum of output. Division of labor. What is the meaning of division of labor? The person, one who knows the correct thing. That means the one carpenter, you know to work along with the wood alone, isn't it? Whether if you are saying him to give the medicine to anyone, otherwise to teach to anyone, whether he can able to do, no, not at all. That means division of labor means the person what he knows, while allotting him the that work alone. Okay, that is called as the division of labor. In the division of labor in one organization, we may say the labor means one who work with the machines, he know to work along with the machine alone. If we are giving him the work of the managerial level means he should definitely take care of the all the other labors, isn't it? That means manage the other labors, but he doesn't know about that one. Okay, the person one who knows about the managerial work, he doesn't know to work along with the machine. So we should allocate the labor as the division of labor. Then only the output it will be increased. The output it will be increased. Output means production. Production it will be increased here. Severe competition in factories and societies help in bettering the product. If there is the competition between the factories, what it will do there? Definitely it will increase the production. It will increase the production. We know, for example, we may say that there is a toothpaste, two types of the toothpaste, Colgate and Pepsodent, we know. Okay, that means these two type of the products, these are the only the competitor. That means the Colgate is the competitor of Pepsodent. Pepsodent is the competitor of Colgate. Okay, when there is the competition, then only what they are doing, they are giving the more production with the variety of things there, isn't it? For example, I may say about the Colgate itself, they are having the Colgate salt, Colgate Ayurveda, like that, isn't it? Why they are providing like that? Because there is so much of the competition in the toothpaste level. Okay, so many products it came into the market. To compete with them alone, they are giving the more production. That means self-interest. With the self-interest only is giving the more production. Supply force is very active and a commodity is made available to the consumer at the lower price. When the supply it is more there, definitely the consumer will receive that product in the lowest price. For example, I may say about the nowadays tomato actually, you know that cost is very high. Why it is very high? Because we are getting very less production there, so only the cost of the tomato is very high. If we are getting the more production in the tomatoes, definitely the consumer will receive that one in the lowest price. Criticism. However, when one person saying about anything, definitely the criticism will be there. How you people are criticizing the teachers, isn't it? When the teachers are teaching something, otherwise when they are advising something, what are people doing? You are doing some criticism about them, about what they are saying. It may be positive, otherwise negative, isn't it? Here the criticism, it only the negative criticism only here given there. In this one, what they said that Adam Smith is just explained about the wealth getting activities alone, not is said about the welfare of the people. If the wealth getting activities only is there, definitely the people, the human welfare, it will be ignored in that place. Okay, because the employee, what he will do, that means the organizer, what he will do to get the more production, he will suck the work from the employer, that means the labor, more there, isn't it? Because he need the more production. If the one person should work only for 8 hours, means what he will do, he will ask that person to work for 12 hours to give the more production. That means here welfare of the human being is missing. Okay, Ruskin and Carlyle regarded this economic as a big science because it teaches selfishness which it against the ethics. Only it teaches the selfishness. Okay. Next we will enter into the Alfred Marshall's welfare definition. He defined in his book Principle of Economics, economics is a study of mankind in the ordinary business of life. It examines that part of individual and social action which is most closely connected with the attainment and with the use of the material requisites of well-being. That means what they are saying, just we should not go behind of the wealth. We should take care of the welfare of the people also. The things which were welfare, which is used as a welfare of the people, like the type of the product alone, we should give the production also, he said in this one. And it is one side a study of wealth, and another side it is more important that study of the man also. Okay, that economics, it not only study of the man, what they are saying, it is a one side it is a study of wealth, and another side it is a study of man. The important feature in this one, economic does not treat wealth as the be all and end all of economic activities. Man promotes primarily welfare and not wealth. Man always what he promotes are primarily, first you give the importance to the welfare alone, not for the wealth. The science of economics contains the concerns of ordinary people who are moved by love and not merely guided or directed by the desire to get maximum monetary benefit. Actually what they say in economics, what it should do, that it should guide the ordinary people to go in the lovable manner. Okay, not to direct them into the desired manner. Desired manner, lovable manner means what they are saying, just what we are having in our hand, we should satisfy with that one. Okay, desire means what, having the more greedy means, I think so, you know, isn't it, that greediness, it should not be there with the men. The most probably that wealth definition, what it's saying there, Adam Smith wealth definition, it's saying only the maximum, to get the maximum monetary benefit. Monetary means money. To get the maximum benefit, what we are doing there, money benefit, what we are doing there, we are running against the wealth. We are running against the wealth alone, they are saying. So we should not be like that. We should directed in the correct path. Economics is a social science. It studies people in the society who influence one another. Always we influence one another. We are in the chain there. We are in the chain. We are depending upon one another there. Without the other person, one of the person can't able to live. If I am living in this world, means I am having the more connectivity with the so many people there. Not one, I am not living single there, isn't it? I am having the connectivity with someone else. Someone else means what, how we may say, to eat my food also, I am depending upon the agriculturist. If agriculturist is not providing the, that means is not giving the production of the wheat or rice, how I will take my food there? Without that I can't able to take any food, isn't it? That means each and every person, we are connected with the other person. Criticism. About this also there is some criticism. Marshall regards only the material things. It does not consider immaterial things such as doctor, teacher and so on. What is saying, only is saying about them, he is promoting the people's welfare. Okay, but he need the people welfare, but who is promoting the people's welfare there? Only the doctors, teacher, lawyer, that type of the service, those who are there, driver, these people only we are saying as a social service people. Okay, that person, without that person, how the people will get the welfare? how the people will get the welfare. But only the Alfred Marshall, what he defined there, he defined in his one about the material things alone, not the immaterial. The material things means what? Anything what you are using as it is. I may say about the food also, and any box, any pen, any book, these are called as a material things. Okay, immaterial things. The immaterial things means here we may say the food which is provided by your mother, that means your mother is a immaterial thing, food is a material thing. Is not talked about your mother, just he talked about the food alone. Okay, in the theory of wages, Marshall ignores the amount of money that goes as reward for the service of immaterial services. Yes, is not mentioned about the services of the immaterial. We should give the wages for the immaterial also, isn't or not? For your mother, what you are giving there as a wage? As a wage, you may give the respect, obedience, like that alone you may give that. To the doctor, how you are paying the wages, he also treating you in the when you are sick there. Whether you can able to repay it as it is what he is giving to you, you can't able to repay it as a what you received from him. Just you may repay as a money alone, isn't it? But for the products, when you are getting the material thing, what you are getting as a product, you may repay it as it is also, because the condition, that means the wealth of that thing, it won't change there. If you are buying the thing, anything, that means pen, if it costs 10 rupees means you are paying 10 rupees and buying it. If you don't want, means what you are doing there, you are again returning that one to that shopkeeper and you are returning your money. But whether when you are getting the treatment from the one doctor, whether you can able to return it to him as it is, no, you can't able to do like that. That only what in this criticism what they are saying there, that is not mentioned about the wages of the immaterial services. Okay, now we will enter into the Lionel Robbins scarcity definition. Scarcity means lack of the things. Okay, lack means what? We may say we are not, when the thing, when we are not able to get it, that is called as a scarcity. For example, nowadays what type of the scarcity is there? We are having the scarcity of the traveling facility, isn't it? Scarcity of the traveling facility, and we are having the scarcity of the shops, we may say like that, during this quarantine time, isn't it? That means scarcity, when the scarcity it occurs in that place alone, we may give them more supply. If here the transport facility now at present they are providing, the government, otherwise any person, if they are providing this, definitely it will be useful for so many people, isn't or not? It's true alone. When there is a scarcity, we will be lagging of that thing, we need that thing. So at that moment the producer, he will give the more production to develop his economical level. Already I told about the tomato, I said, isn't it? Now the tomato, it's scarcity of tomato is there, so only the price of the tomato it increased there. Okay, if we are getting so many, that means so much of the production, that means to avoid that scarcity, if you are getting so much of the production, definitely the cost of that tomato it will decrease. That only he also explained in his definition. In his definition, what he said, economic is a science which studies human behavior as a relationship between ends and scarce. End means that's all, it's enough for me, like that one person saying. Okay, that is called as a ends. Scarce means I'm not at all having anything, I can't able to get anything, like that one person is saying. No, that is called as a scarce. These both only the alternative uses of the man. But man he won't that means he won't say that it's enough for me, he won't say anything. It's true, because man's wants are unlimited. Often he used to get more things there, isn't it? If one person, when he is walking and moving on the road, what he will think, he need the bicycle. When he received that bicycle, whether he will say enough for me, no. When you looking at the person, one who is riding on the motorbike, if his desire, it will extend there. Okay, When after he is getting that motorcycle, again what will be there? He won't say enough for me. Again their desire will be there. Scarcity will be there in his mind. Okay, that means scarcity of the car, we may say. I'm saying about only the example. Okay. N refers to the human wants. Human beings have unlimited number of wants. On the other hand, resources or means that go to satisfy the unlimited human wants are limited or scarce in supply. What they are saying, resources, whether we are having the resources unlimited, otherwise limited, otherwise scarce in supply. Resources means we may say about the natural resources, otherwise artificial resources also. Artificial resources also, that means which made by the man, it is limited, otherwise unlimited, otherwise scarcity of one product. Like that only we should check there. And when we are moving for the artificial resources to give the more production, definitely we need the natural resources. Okay, if the natural resources, definitely there will be the scarcity. Okay, the scarce means are capable of having alternative uses. Most probably we are having the alternative use. That means if you want to avoid that scarcity, what we will do there, we will move on to the alternative use. For example, one person, he need only the tea there. Okay, but at that moment he can't able to get the tea. That means scarcity of the tea powder in that place. What he should do there, he will move on to the alternative one. Alternative the same ordering. What is the same ordering there? Coffee. That means alternative thing there, if that is on his supply is more, definitely the person he will move on to the alternative thing. That means scarcity, what it doing there, it makes the person to use the alternative thing. Okay, here criticism. What are the criticism are there? Robbins does not make any distinction between goods conducive to human welfare and goods that are not. That means what? Human welfare, for the human being, which are the goods is very useful and which is not useful. Okay, that means which is useful and which is useless is not mentioned in this one. And Robbins' definition does not cover the theory of economic growth and development. He is not said about the economic growth as well as economic development. Just he said about the when the scarcity happens, what you people will do. When the scarcity happens, however, the people will choose the alternative use alone, isn't it? That only we are doing now. Also scarcity of the petrol there, isn't it? For that purpose, what the people are doing there, they are nowadays they are using only the bicycle alone, isn't it? That means scarcity, it won't give the growth, it won't give the economic development. So is not defined that one properly. Next we will move on to the growth definition of Samuelson. Samuelson, what is said in his one in his book, that alone we are going to say. See there, okay? The study of how men and society choose with or without the use of money to employ scarce productive resources which could have alternative uses. Already I told. That means what he is saying, whether we are using the money or without using the money, whether we people are getting the alternative use of the products. We are getting the alternative use of the products. Without paying the money or with paying the money also, if we are getting the alternative products, means definitely what it will happen, definitely the economic it will grow there. Economic it will grow. Okay. What are the major features in this one? Samuelson states that the means are scarce in relation to unlimited ends, that such means could be put to alternative uses. Already I told this one. Scarce, what it does there, when we are having scarcity of any product, what we are doing there, we are choosing the alternative things there. Samuelson makes his definition dynamic by including the element of time in it. Therefore, his definition covers the theory of economic growth. Samuelson definition is applicable also in a barter economy where money is not used. That means what we are doing is scarcity. When there is a scarcity, what we may do there, we may, one who is having the surplus things, we may exchange our thing with him, isn't it? We are scarce in something else alone, we are lack in some product, but we will be having the more supply in other product. Those who are having the scarcity in what we are having lump sum there, we may exchange along with them, isn't it? That only he explained. Through that also our economic level, it will increase only. Samuelson, he said in his definition.